morning. It is Devon Alliance at East Devon Golf Club. Now I'm going to film this in much the same way that I filmed the last event at Trevose. So I'll film as much as I can. We're going to try and do well today. It is freezing cold. It's going to be around 6 degrees, cold wind. We've got full greens and I'm sure East Devon's going to be in brilliant condition as always. Bit more chance of winning money today in the Devon Alliance. Good round and we could up the tally for the year. So we're £10 in the green so far. Let's see if we can increase that today. You will know by the end of this video. Enjoy. After sniping one left off the second tee, let me explain the format. So it's either two amateurs, amateur and a pro, and there's also a pro individual. So it's another chance of upping the tally and seeing if we can get up from 10 whole quid. Oh yeah, beautiful. Start a bogey, but the two pin positions on 1 and 2 were pretty tough. Back left on the first. There's a massive slope left to right, and then sort of back left on the second. Got a decent drive down. 3. It's got about 130 in. That is wild from there. On the outside, looking in, I really wasn't sure what I was getting. Between the high waves on the sea, waiting for something to get
being like this, I've lost like at least 3 yards.
I was gonna say,
shut up, you Drive.
So I've played 6 holes. This is me with a birdie putt on 7. I was 4 over through 6 holes after just making a bogey on a par 5. So needed to turn things around.
Drive, mate. Best today, that. Drive.
yeah, drive.
Yeah, cracker.
Oh, I found one. 5, 6.
And a swing.
Catch a piece.
Oh, that's hit the side of the green and kicked off down the hill. That is dead. Oh, follow me, Neil. Follow me.
ML.
So after 15 holes, 5 over par, and if I'm going to up my tally for money for the rest of the year, I need a really strong finish. Oh, I've been absolutely dog. This is a massive struggle today. 5 over. Got 118 there, back flag. Hit wedge. That's gone back through right. .202 after taking a drop. Not ideal. .225. Right, last hole, 336. About 310 direct, isn't it? Give it to the beans.
Front left-hand corner.
Yeah. So we need to get into this round review, and I'm actually really disappointed with my attitude and the way I was handling things that day. But firstly, got to get into a new segment, which I've got to do for after every tournament round now, and that's go through the stats. I'm using Up Game. This is what Steve put me onto. He was on Decade, then he went across to Up Game. I've been really impressed. You can go into such detail with your stats. I've got a little discount code that you can use with Up Game. So if you want to check them out, have a look. We'll just do the general stats first, the more traditional ones. So driving accuracy, 50%. Greens and reg, 44%. That's pretty low, but that's sort of what I expected from the day. I hit it really bad. It's really weird. It was one of those days where everything felt off, and we'll go into that in a minute. Scrambling was 30%. This is quite interesting, where strokes gains will tell you something different from just 3 out of 10 scrambles. Average putts per green in regulation, 2, which is obviously really bad. Now we get onto strokes gained. Lost 9.85 strokes for the day. Lost 1.92 off the tee. Approach, lost 3.69, so nearly 4 shots lost, and that was mainly due to my distance control was just miles off. Short game, only lost 1.67, and that's interesting, bearing in mind that I only got up and down 3 out of 10 times, but that's just purely because my approach play was so bad. I put myself in places where average tour pro would not be making up and down. Putting, I lost 2.57, so putting and approach play really bad this day. This is actually off the tee, so I lost a lot more left than I did right to my intended target line, which you can actually do on this app. You set your intention where you're actually aiming, and then you put your finish results. So it's not just a case of, oh, I missed left rough here. You may have been aiming down the left side of the fairway, and left rough may have been an acceptable miss. And then we're into the putting stats. So I didn't lose, in fact I gained, so I didn't miss any putts from under 5 foot, but then once you got out of the 5 foot region up to 40 foot, I lost quite a few strokes. My putting is not as sharp as it was. East Devon's greens were really good, and there's nowhere else around at the moment just because of the weather where the greens are that good, so you're not really getting practice. It's still no excuse for not having your putting stroke in a good spot. I'm gonna go on to that in the next vlog. Obviously the stats are there. I know where I've lost my shots. I knew that sort of anyway to a degree. The biggest thing that you see filming tournament rounds is you see in real time, and it's easy to forget this, your attitude for the day. When I'm playing well, I try to limit the amount I get excited, and I try to limit the reaction to either bad shots or bad breaks. And I try and remain fairly stoic for the whole round. And I feel like that is, I know everyone's different, but I feel like generally if people were more stoic on a golf course, they would perform better, especially when you have bad breaks. Just generally moaning about bad luck, it doesn't help. It only just feeds onto your performance for the rest of the round. Even though it is very hard to remain stoic in that position, if you do, I feel like you're going to get more out of a round. I know Tiger Woods was very fiery. That was just his general way. He was very fiery when he hit a bad shot, and he was very excited when he hit a good shot. But that didn't lead into him having a shoulders down, bad attitude for the round. He always, left the shot behind him and then was able to get in a very good mind frame for the next shot. So you got to work out what works for you, but I think stoic for me definitely is the way forward. And I didn't display it there. Lots of club throws and just general shit that I'm not happy with, so that's something to work on throughout the year. And then you can see those days where you're not playing well and you get bad breaks. You can see that as a test instead of oh, not again, I'm not getting bad luck and all this shit. So that's something to work on. Hope you've enjoyed this. Catch you on the next one. Hope you're well. Ciao.